Sunday, 24th October 2021. Greetings from Rwanda's capital, Kigali. This is what makes our top stories tonight. The government of Rwanda commends the United Nations for its various initiatives, including the promotion of social welfare and development. Rubavu district residents are requesting for an increased number of health workers in sites such as markets so that the vaccination program can go on faster. The administration, students and alumni of the Nyundo Music School in Muhanga district say that some people still do not understand the importance of taking music lessons, especially parents. A very good evening to you and welcome to Rwanda Television News. My name is Sam Kalisa. The government of Rwanda commends the United Nations for its various initiatives, including promotion of social welfare and development. This was announced by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Vincent Biruta, as he joined the staff of the United Nations in Rwanda to celebrate its 76th anniversary. Jen Motoni kickstarts tonight's bulletin with this report.
In celebration of the United Nations Day, the UN staff in Rwanda, together with the residents in Kigali, including some members of the government and officials, did general public sports, participated in a blood donation and testing for infectious diseases, followed by a speech. One of the participants in the event, Ufitimana Juvenal, commends the role of the United Nations at various levels in Rwanda.
The UN is actively involved in a wide range of activities, including health, education and agriculture, and even those that work with them under these sectors attain more knowledge in the process, hence contributing to the development of the country. They also advocated for the fair distribution of vaccines in rich countries and middle or low-income countries, as there was a huge gap in the accessibility of vaccines, yet the pandemic had reached everywhere in the world.
The UN resident coordinator for Rwanda, Ford Ndiaye, commended Rwanda for its close cooperation with the United Nations in the development and security of the people both in Rwanda and abroad.
We still need to do more and better, mainly with this COVID-19, equity in vaccination, and I'm glad to report that Rwanda is doing very well and have met the target of vaccination of its population so far. The second thing I want to say regarding Rwanda is a strong partnership with the UN over almost these 60 years of membership. Next year we'll be celebrating the 60th anniversary of the membership of Rwanda to the UN. Be it here in Rwanda, where UN is cooperating for the national strategy for transformation, economic transformation, social transformation, transformational governance, but also abroad, where Rwanda is supporting peace by being top contributor to the UN peacekeeping forces, which is very important to the United Nations. It shows that together we can do it. In our solidarity, we can do it. Turikumwe, abishize hamwe, nakibananira.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Vincent Biruta, says the Rwandan government has good relations with the United Nations and that it had helped Rwanda fight the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic.
During the last years, the United Nations and its various agencies have been good partners of the government of Rwanda and have contributed to improving the living conditions of our citizens. Additionally, I would like to thank all UN agencies in Rwanda for their contribution to fight against COVID-19 and its impact on our economy, as well as for the support provided for the economic recovery. So far, we have received around 3.4 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine, with 1.1 million of these from the COVAX facility.
Minister Dr. Vincent Biruta also noted that Rwanda plays a key role in the UN peacekeeping missions around the world.
Rwanda is one of the countries that contributes to the most of peacekeeping operations around the world, with our troops in Central Africa, South Sudan, and around the world, we shall be playing our part where there are security issues so that we can restore peace in those countries and build lasting peace in those countries and the world at large.
The United Nations was established on October 24, 1945, and Rwanda has been a member of state for close to 60 years now. Jane Mutoni, RTV News.
Thank you, Jen. Moving ahead, local leaders now concluding their mandates have urged those taking their place to continue the culture of teamwork, the promotion of unity in the society, and putting the interests of the general public first that has now become the norm at the local level. Serge Nora reports.
The local leaders say they are proud of what they have achieved and urge their successors to push ahead with renewed vigor. They must help the people to come out of the serious repercussions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic because they were quite severe towards things like investment, businesses, and the people's purchasing power. So a lot needs to be done to reverse them. They must also work to address many issues because, as you know, local meetings have not been taking place due to the restrictions. There is also the matter of properly managing public funds, because every time we were appearing before the Parliamentary Public Accounts Committee, it was obvious that the Auditor General was criticizing some of our practices. They must also teach local communities to properly use technology. Those taking our place should start with filling the gaps that have become evident when it comes to serving our people, because we certainly have the capacity to address them. They should therefore set up a timetable to make up for lost time without affecting future programs. Finally, they should understand that unity is critical, and it is something that the country is going to stick with, as Rwanda, taking into account our history. During a meeting organized by the Rwandan Association of Local Government Authorities, the efforts of the outgoing local leaders were commended. The local leaders did some very important work, starting in 2016 when they prepared the strategies of the 7-year government plan we are currently in. They oversaw the elections of 2017, established a development goal based on the 3 pillars of economy, good governance, and social welfare. They therefore did a lot and then had to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic here in Rwanda. Plus, they constructed more than 22,000 classrooms, and that is an achievement that is not bound to be forgotten by anyone, least of all them. Moving forward, the minister had some wise words for local leaders, past and present. What we ask of the new leaders and those that have been serving in those positions is to be people of integrity and act accordingly, showing discipline. They know what this country does not tolerate, things like corruption, segregation, and the victimizing of people. A leader who resists and fights such things will always be supported. During the meeting, some of the serious repercussions of the COVID-19 pandemic at the local level were highlighted, such as job creation falling by 31%, non-performing loans in sector savings cooperatives rising by 28.9%, up to 11% of projects stalling, and contributions to the community health insurance scheme reducing by 3.2%. It was also noted that only 32 of the 193 online services that were supposed to be functioning during the total lockdowns the country experienced were actually available.
Moving ahead, members of the Unity and Reconciliation groups in Nyanza district who have spent the last year being trained by the ADEPER Church on healing psychological wounds have noted that the training they received has helped them to reconcile 27 years after the genocide against the Tutsis. Serge Nora continues.
Children born in families with many genocide victims grew up acutely aware of what had been taken from them and over the years struggled with the pain. It was especially difficult during commemoration periods, and as young people we were afraid of participating in the commemoration activities. Not having an extended family of your own was particularly hard, with other kids visiting relatives and us unable to do that. Sometimes we wanted to take revenge for our loved ones. Those born in families with members that were genocide perpetrators also struggled to come to terms with their identities. A person coming from such a family carries a lot of shame and finds it difficult to associate with children from the families of genocide victims. It feels like you are walking around with a burden of guilt of the terrible things your parent did on your own shoulders. Genocide perpetrators who served their time for the crimes they committed have had to also come to terms with their past and learn to move on, first by asking for forgiveness from genocide survivors. I spent 8 years at the central prison here in Nyanza. There is an old woman called Veronica who lives close to where the old prison was located, and I was part of the armed militia groups that attacked her home several times. We killed her loved ones and looted her house, leaving it ablaze. Even during my time in prison, I was afraid to go out and do community work with other inmates near her home because it meant confronting what I did. I was afraid of all genocide survivors because of the terrible things we did to them. Thanks to the training we were given, I was able to reconcile with Veronica because she is now like a mother to me. She even stood up for me when I was falsely accused of killing one of her relatives in Gahondo sector, and she testified that I was not the one because she knew who the killer was. Had she not spoken up, I was facing a life sentence. Veronica says God has helped her to let go of any hate she may once have had towards people like Loha.
Do you see how white this shirt is? That is how clear my heart is right now. I feel no hate towards anyone that killed my loved ones and destroyed my house, thanks to the grace of God.
Organizers of the training are proud of the results it has been yielding. It has got to the point that they have formed groups together to help them develop economically, saving money and engaging in joint ventures. Also, in addition to admitting their guilt and asking for forgiveness, genocide perpetrators have been pointing out the locations of the bodies of genocide victims so that they may be given a decent burial. And that is one of the fruits of this journey that we have undertaken. Since February 2020, more than 500 people have participated in the training, though not all of them were able to complete it, an indication that the reconciliation efforts must continue.
In Rwanda district, the COVID-19 vaccination campaign is underway, most especially for those above the age of 30. It is a campaign being carried out by the Rwanda Biomedical Center, RBC, where it has brought the service closer to the public, especially in crowded places like markets and health centers. Today, it was revealed that buyers and traders in Gisenyi town showed that they have been vaccinated against COVID-19. Residents said they understand the importance of getting vaccinated from COVID-19 and were happy that the service was brought near to them. However, some other residents requested for an increased number of health workers in sites such as markets to make the vaccination program even faster.
Vaccination is very important. The disease is still out there, and getting vaccinated is securing your life. I came here to take the vaccine because it is important in protecting my life. Very many people come here at the market, so it would be better if they increase vaccination sites so that people don't be delayed.
And to other matters now, the administration, students and alumni of the Nyundo Music School in Muhanga district say that some people still do not understand the importance of taking music lessons, especially parents, so much that there are some who prevent their children from attending the school. Yet, there are many people that have thrived in the music industry. Jen Motoni reports.
At the music school located in Muhanga district, students in the 5th grade, which is the final level, are trained to play various musical instruments. Students in level 4 are being taught how to play a guitar. The students at the school believe that music courses can be accompanied with other courses and that will help them thrive in the future. Like us nuns, we have a responsibility to share the gospel, and one of the best ways of sharing it is through music. Here at Nyundo, we learn a lot of things that are beneficial to us, like music production, sound and instrument. Hence, those who finish school or stop halfway can still be able to use the knowledge they have already acquired to start their own music business, which can generate them money. Mutesi Mary Rose has a child studying at this music school. She says it is a great opportunity because she believes many people have thrived in the music industry. I've seen many children thrive in the music career and support their parents. So those who say that the music career is for the immoral, I disagree with them. I believe that music can be beneficial in some way. On one hand, according to the head of the music school, Murigande Jacques, some parents have a different view towards a music career, as they took their children out of this school after they have proven competent. He says this is not only a challenge to the school, but also to the future of music in Rwanda.
One of the challenges we often face is that parents don't allow their children to learn music. In developed countries, music is among the highest paying careers, as musicians are among the highest paid people in the world.
Those that have graduated from this school say that studying music is important as it has improved their livelihoods. I studied music at Nyundo. I graduated in 2018. The music career turned out well for me, as it is my only source of income. We have faced these challenges of parents not understanding how music can ever be beneficial in life, but now they see the benefits. The school currently has 181 students, while the number of its graduates is 136. The number of female students attending is still quite low, however. Jane Mutoni, RTV News.
And on behalf of the entire news and technical team that made it happen, thank you very much for being with us. My name is Sam Kalisa, wishing you a very good evening and stay safe, plus have a fruitful week ahead.